Glad to have you join us again on the newsroom. I'm Simisola Digon. United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF has called for an end to the recruitment and use of children by armed groups in Nigeria. The call came on the heels of the commemoration of the International Day Against the Use of Child Soldiers, otherwise known as Red Hand Day. UNICEF Chief of Maiduguri Field Office, Fuang Nguyen, also called for the immediate release of those in the custody of such armed groups and solicited support for former child soldiers in Nigeria's northeast. In a related development, the Civilian Joint Task Force in Borno State has disengaged 2,203 children within its rank and file in compliance with the United Nations Convention Against the Use of Child Soldiers. The commander of the CJTF, Abati Issa, noted that significant progress has been made in implementing the force's action plan, including standing orders to all commanders and their sectors to stop recruiting children and the separation of the 2,203 children, consisting of 363 girls and 1,840 boys, from the group's rank and file. He added that child protection units had been established in all sectors of the CJTF to ensure full compliance to the plan. Operatives of the Anambra State Police Command have killed 4 members of an armed gang that attacked 2 police stations in the state on Sunday night. Spokesman of the State Police Command and Deputy Superintendent of Police Tochukwu Ikenga stated that the command recorded no casualty during the attack at the 2 separate police stations due to the superior firepower of the command's operatives over that of the gunmen, stating that the hoodlums were forced to flee the stations. The Commissioner of Police, Echeng, in his reaction to the incident, charged operatives of the command to sustain and increase the tempo on the onslaught against crime in the state and reiterated the unwavering commitment of the command towards weeding out unrepentant criminal elements. The European Office of the World Health Organization, WHO, on Tuesday has called for increased vaccination efforts in Eastern Europe, warning that the Omicron tidal wave was heading eastwards. World Health Organization's Regional Director Hans Kluge noted that in the last 2 weeks, COVID-19 cases had more than doubled in 6 countries: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, Russia, and Ukraine. He stressed that in the face of an Omicron tidal wave and with Delta still circulating wildly in the east, this period is not the moment to lift measures that work in reducing the spread of COVID-19. In business, the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee investigating the operations of real estate developers in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, has declared that its findings reveal that authorities of the capital city annually lost revenue of about 800 billion naira in the sector. Disclosing this at the opening of a 2-day workshop on the operations of real estate developers in the FCT in Abuja, Chairman of the committee, Blessing Onu, said that it found out that the level of impunity by developers across the sector is unprecedented, adding that same may not be possible without the collaboration of corrupt public officers. Onu, however, assured that the committee will stop at nothing but to check the nefarious activities of estate developers in the FCT and in the country in general. The United Nations Joint Sustainable Development Goals Fund on Monday announced an additional $54.5 million in investments for projects across 5 countries to put the SDGs back on track. In a statement, the UN mentioned that Kenya, Madagascar, North Macedonia, Suriname, and Zimbabwe were selected from proposals submitted by more than 100 countries as being the most impactful and investment-ready to take public. The agency added that it aims to disburse $1 billion in grants annually, with a common goal among all programs to leverage multi-million-dollar grants awarded by the Joint SDG Fund into billions for sustainable development. In sports, World Health Football Body FIFA has announced the suspension of 4 Argentina players for the final 2 World Cup 2022 qualifying games. The 4 Argentina players, who are tied to Premier League clubs, were suspended by FIFA after last September's abandoned World Cup qualifier against Brazil for not complying with the FIFA Return to Football International match protocol. The match will also now be replayed at a venue still to be determined, even though both nations have already qualified for the Qatar World Cup later this year. That's the update at this time on the newsroom. Do join us again for more updates. Thank you for watching.